You want to talk about our coverages against trips? Because I know you've actually been talking about the Ravens' coverages against trips since the offseason. Those of you listening or watching, like EA's been banging the drum on some of our, I don't know if I want to say weaknesses, but our inability to deal with trips in an efficient way without giving up big plays.
Yeah, I thought early this year, you would see very predictable, let's say, coverages where they would just drop and play a spot drop 3 against that, or kind of really off man and give up stuff. And now you're starting to see some of these pattern match coverages a little bit more, which is exciting to me. You see that here. This is, again, I think the same type coverage we see. Here's our 3 receiver side, right to the bottom of our screen. What did I have up there as a note? Oh, so the strong hook's going to match 2 or 3 if they run under. So if either of these 2 runs are under, we're going to get Roquan matching. That's what happens.
Right.
If that doesn't happen, he reroutes the number 3 receiver. But we'll see 2 go under, which affects Marlon. Okay, because Marlon's got 2 in man unless he goes under. Again, we've got the safety, Starks, man on 3 in this coverage. This is really an interesting idea here, I think, that Minnesota runs. With 2 under at apex, which is Marlon. Okay, with 2 under, he's kind of relieved of that responsibility. He's going to zone off, but his job here, and I drew an orange line, is really to rob any kind of curl of 1 or 3. Mm-hmm. What we see, I think here that's kind of interesting, and I'll let it run. There's the match 3 that we talked about by the safety.
And Marlon is outside. Pickup. Wow.
Yeah. Now I think the routes here are kind of confusing because typically it kind of takes on the form of a smash.
Yeah, exactly.
This is not like a typical like hitch or something like that. But our cornerback, Wiggins, his job is to call smash, but it's more of like a follow or something that he kind of pulls up on. So it's kind of confusing. I think in a perfect world, he calls this out. Marlon, which is his job as the apex, would be to come down on the number 1 receiver.
Right.
If number 1 runs any kind of hitch here or under thing, or hitch, a smash, because we get a post out of 2, then Marlon takes over 1, and Wiggins zones off and takes this corner, this 7 route.
The Patriots in the old days used to play a lot of stuff like you're describing. I would see you call them apex defender, nickel, DB, whatever. I would see that a lot on smash. Their corners would get depth here, and the nickel would push out to 1. I just seem to remember so many times where we would play the Patriots. I'm talking about Belichick Patriots, and like Flacco would throw that like smash or 5-yard out or 5-yard stop, to the number 1, and the nickel would make the tackle from inside out leverage.
Yep.
And I remember 3 or 4 times, like, as a quarterback throws the ball for your team and you're watching the broadcast, the first thing you're checking for is visually, okay, there's no defender in the window. No one's going to pick this off, right? Worst case scenario. And I remember seeing, okay, it's open, and then the nickel or apex defender makes the tackle from inside out leverage. We got a 5 or 6 yard gain, and the smash route is covered. To your point, I've seen that work out differently many times, but we have it covered here. When you let it run, basically it looks like Marlon and Starks kind of bracket that tight end, right?
Yeah. Yep. I think in a perfect world, what actually would have happened is what you're describing, where Wiggins makes a call, and we don't know. He may have. Marlon drops on this, and Wiggins is our Marlon in effect here, the way we see Marlon play it.
How's this one work out? Because I know Roquan takes over 2 underneath, right?
Yep. It's a 6-yard pickup. So I'm not altogether like satisfied by that. Although I think this is 1st and 10. And I don't remember about how the drive
game situation or whatever.
Yeah. but still, just I think really cool just to see these kinds of coverage. I think they play well into Starks. Starks feels very relaxed in all of this to me, in this role.
He's accustomed to it, and
Yep.
I think it fits what they did at Georgia a lot.
It is. It's very much like this is a Kirby Smart kind of responsibility. And they did. They ran this coverage a lot, or coverages like this a lot down there.
I'm comfortable with people who say, you know, this is the second year in a row that our defense has started slow, obviously 2024 and 2025. And, you know, maybe part of it is because we're playing so much match, pattern read, you know, whatever, however people want to describe it, what phrase, and it takes time for us to get acclimated to that. I do, however, think even though we're playing well right now, and I think we're all happy about that, we should be, there needs to be better integration and teaching on the front end. So this doesn't happen in 2026. There's no reason, you know, for us to have such a slow start in our reactions defensively and our production or our ability to limit offenses early in the season. I know that some people say, well, we played great offenses early on. Well, then what are we doing if we have such – every time we face a top 5 offense, we think, oh, we're just going to give up 42 points and we're going to lose in the fourth quarter. That is a loser's mentality by fans if they make that excuse, and by our coaching staff, and I don't think they do. Teaching needs to be better so that this type of smooth – well, you know, you have a problem with the way it works out technically, but we do tackle them for a 6-yard gain.
Yeah.
We need to be more efficient and more streamlined like this, I think, earlier in the season.
Absolutely. I mean, there's not a good explanation, I don't think, for coming out that way 2 years in a row. Some of it is schematic. I don't know why they didn't replace Ardarius or attempt to replace Ardarius, and it changed the whole scheme of the defense. If you want to put that on a coaching staff, oh, we're good enough, or on DeCosta if we're not going out and getting somebody earlier through trade or whatever. I don't know, but it changed the whole scheme of the defense. I remember similarly on offense, they got rid of, and I mentioned this before, Hurst. They got rid of Hurst in between Hayden Hurst between 2019 and 2020.
Yeah.
We have a three tight end centric offense, and they don't even draft one or bring one in. They play with 2 tight ends. And I just, I don't get that. I don't understand this as we're talking about it. Why they decide, well, we're good. We're just going to change up the way we played at the end of last year, and now they're figuring it out.
I feel like this usage of, and I probably should have a play loaded up where I cover this. Forgive me for not doing so. But this usage of Roquan as the dime backer on third downs has really shocked me. Number one, we don't have a good coverage will linebacker. We don't. Simpson is inconsistent. Buchanan's not capable of covering, well in those situations. And that's why those 2 guys are off the field generally. When Simpson is on the field on third downs, he's mugged up, threatening the blitz or QB spy or playing, a man on the running back occasionally. I've been very surprised and impressed because Roquan's not a will. He hasn't played will pretty much ever. And suddenly on third downs, we're flip-flopping them. So you can see it on this screen right here. Roquan's the Mike because he's set to the field. Hamilton is the dime backer. But sometimes those guys are flipped.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened actually on a couple of screen passes in this Vikings game. Did you have another trips coverage you wanted to go over? Was it to Stubby or Stump? Sorry.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so those were the two Stump coverages. Let's see. 12. Let's see. This is
11?
the Hamilton. Yeah, this is the Hamilton drop. Okay,
Got
so where we play man free against 3 receiver side. But I think, yeah, got a bunch of them. I'm mixed up today. But yeah, we see Hamilton dropping off the line. Man coverage with the middle of the field safety.
He's the low hole dropper. You call him the rat, right?
Yep. Right here, he's kind of getting under this seam. Then he's going to kind of fold over and get underneath this dig, let's call it. I think one of the things that's interesting though about this big old hit is the front side or the end zone view. Just the
Jones against the right tackle.
Yep.
Draymond.
Yeah, so we're going to see Van Noy. I think this is this is interesting too. Mugging up Hamilton here, right? This again, this idea of disguise and then dropping him out. You get this collision. This is a very
Another one, yeah.
yeah, a lot of these by Van Noy. Boy, he's just a freight train going through there. And then
This is Draymond on the speed rush to the top side, right? That
yep,
kind of
gets
flushes
a nice pressure. And we get a flush. I'm impressed by Brian coming all the way over in pursuit.
Yeah, he played well.
Good moving, right? He's a big dude. That's great movement and just
He's not
rocks it.
290 though. They list him at 290. He's not 290.
Yeah.
I don't see a 290-pound guy when I look at him next to Green or Van Noy, who's
Mhm.
those guys are listed at what, 255, 260.
Yeah.
Can you go to the all 22 again?
Yep.
Didn't they motion the running back in? If I saw that right, can you rewind
I
it
think
some?
they do. Yep, right here.
And Hamilton kind of goes with him, right?
Goes with him. Yep. Shows man
So-
and there's
So if that's man free, you as the quarterback think, okay, Hamilton's got the running back, and then it looks like we flip.
mhm.
Who takes the back? Roquan?
Roquan does. I think he blitzes him.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, in some sense, we showed man and then we played man, right? And
Right.
Brian is the guy that gets to hit. From it'll be the top side of our screen here, right?
Mhm. Yep.
What do we got up top? Is that a Wouzier?
This is the safety 12 right here. At the bottom, you mean? Oh, at the
Yeah,
top.
at the top of our
Okay.
screen. Yeah. Is that a Wouzier?
Yep, that's a Woozy.
How did you think he played?
I haven't watched him closely enough. I thought he made some nice plays in very in man situations, in contested situations. I thought he played well. Just I looked at him super close, but yeah,
I've been very
I like-
impressed the last two weeks or so with him.
I like
I
him.
think stabilizing force back there. He seems so calm and composed no matter what the coverage is. He doesn't appear to get himself out of position, which is a low bar to say, but he just doesn't appear to get himself out of position on anything, whether it's man, zone, match coverages. I'm super happy that we got him and we kept him. We're getting something out of him, obviously.
Looks like Marlon gets kind of picked up here. He's a little off balance right here. It's kind of picked up, moved aside,
Mm-hmm.
and recovers. He kind of plays that trail or dog technique, kind of funneling him back.
Both of those guys are there, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's because, to the backside, it's a tight end against Gilman. So are we just pushing the free safety to the trip side and away from Gilman because I don't want to say assuming, but we're saying, hey, Gilman, you're not going to have help here against this tight end.
Yeah.
Our help is going to be pushed to the top side where Jefferson, Addison, and presumably Naylor are. He gave us issues, Naylor, right?
Yes. But yeah, to your point, right? We've got the low hole player in Kyle, and I think you're right. I think they're saying they're relying on Starks here to read at least 2 and 3. They may be saying the same thing about Awuzie.
Mm-hmm.
But he's reading 2 and 3, I think.
He's just so versatile and so, everything about Awuzie, it looks like he's a car that's only going in third gear, but he's actually quick enough to keep up with guys. I mean, he's not a burner by any stretch of the imagination. It's just everything is very smooth right now for him. I'm impressed. I'm happy. I mean, I liked the player when he played for the Bengals pre-ACL injury. He's one of the better corners in the entire NFL. 2022, he got his ACL hurt about midseason.